All right, everybody, welcome. A little yoga today. Let's start in mountain pose. Just make your way up to a standing position. Take your time. Once you're here, just feel your feet plant into the earth. Take a deep breath. And just feel your body begin to settle into the space as you continue to arrive here. And perhaps your next inhale is a nice, full, expansive breath, filling up your lungs, followed by a complete exhale. Good. Another nice, full breath in and exhale. And just continue with slow, steady breaths, mindful breathing. An opportunity to tune in to yourself. Notice how you're feeling today. Assess what you're needing today from your practice. So setting your personal intention for your class today. Breathing in, breathing out. So just noticing the feeling of the breath, how your body responds to your breath, the rise and fall of your chest or your belly, even your shoulders, or any other parts of your body. And listen to the sound of your breath. Just very simple ways to bring you to this moment, keeping you fully present and aware. And just continue to deepen this connection as you move inward. On your next inhale, again feeling breath rise to fill your lungs with a nice expansive breath. On the exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Just a light pulling sensation from your center, connecting with your abdominal lock. That light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Again, a nice full breath in, feeling breath rising to fill your lungs. Even feel the lengthening in your spine, growing a bit taller. Exhale, draw inward. The abdominal lock, Uddiyana Bandha. This sensation can help support you in your postures today. Help you move, help you to deepen your poses, or even soften your poses. So really listen to what your body needs as you practice today. Let's take 3 more breaths. Now preparing your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. Yes, good. Exhale, it's swan dive forward. So a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. As you make your way down, take your time. You might touch your toes, but of course you don't have to touch your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees or even higher up the legs, but only rise up halfway. And exhale, either stay here or slowly slide back down towards your toes, pausing at any moment, just so you can notice these new sensations that might be arising in your body. Although a familiar pose, noticing what might be different. Noticing the subtleties in your body. Let's return to a halfway lift. So inhale, slide your hands back up to shins or knees, only rising up halfway. We'll pause on the exhale. Just feel the feet firmly plant into the earth, just as you established in mountain pose, keeping a softness in the knees here. Nice lengthening through the torso, flat like a tabletop. And we'll continue the standing process, shifting your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips, and lifting up, rising up. Inhale, reach into the sky with both arms, and exhale, either bring your hands together and down to your heart or arms down to your side to finish that flow. We'll repeat this sequence. Inhale, reaching out and up. Good length, good openings of the body. Exhale, fold forward. Soft knees, take your time. Maybe touching your toes, or maybe hands land at your shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward so you can really feel the extended spine. Exhale, stay here, or again, just slowly slide back down. It could be a partial fold. We might go all the way down, but take your time to get there. And again, notice, feel what's happening. And then that same weight shift back into your heels, bending the knees, lowering the hips, lifting upper body. Then inhale, reverse the swan dive. Come all the way back up. Reach a little higher as you're able. And exhale, either hands to heart or arms down to your side. Completing our half salute series. We'll continue with a full salute. Here we go. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Good energy in your hands and fingers. Exhale, fold forward. Always okay to bend your knees as you make your way down. Maybe you'll touch your toes. Releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, rise up halfway to slide the hands to the shins, long spine. This exhale, slide back down. Bend the knees more so you can place your hands on your mat out in front of you or near the top edge of your mat. And just walk or step the feet to the back end of your mat. Lining up the body, will be in plank pose. Holding for a moment, feeling the strength in the upper body, pressing firmly, strongly down into the mat with the hands. And just even notice your toes, your feet. Inhale here, and exhale, bend your knees a bit. Send your hips into the sky while your head and chest sink between the arms. We'll be in downward facing dog. Adjusting the feet if you need to. Adjust your hands on your mat to help you settle into the pose. Feel free just to hold and be here or add movement. You might pedal the feet. Yes, pressing one heel down as the other heel lifts. So you feel a stretch in your toes, the soles of your feet, how it might affect the ankles and heels, that stretch in your calves. Yeah. You can hold here, move here, or even rest here if you need to. You can always bring knees to the floor just to take that pressure off the hands. Let's move from here, taking another full breath in, filling up your lungs. Exhale, draw belly button in, bend your knees, walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Good, you'll be in forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, long spine. Exhale, refold, returning downward, releasing. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, let's come all the way back up to standing, reaching a bit higher. This exhale will take chair pose. We'll keep the body in motion, sitting back into our imaginary chair. You can keep this high seat, or feel free to sit back and down a little deeper. There is a weight shift back towards hips and heels. Even see if you can lift your toes. They should be a little bit light here. So you can tap your toes or just lift the toes. Let's take a breath in. And exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. And exhale, all the way back down to the earth. Plant the hands out front, walk or step or hop the feet back, plank pose. Same thing, just hold for a moment, strengthen the upper body, strong straight arms, energy in the legs, notice your toes. You can take the same shortcut to down dog if you'd like, or with your exhale, finish the push-up. Bend elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs and come down. Feel free to take a low cobra for your first back bend. You're certainly welcome to move into an upward-facing dog. Then exhale, downward-facing dog. So onto your toes, sending the hips into the sky. We'll always meet here. Whatever sequence you choose, we'll just meet here. Adjusting your feet and hands as you need to. There you go. And let's continue. We'll inhale, extend right leg up behind you, nice strong straight line. And exhale, we'll step right foot to the top of the mat or just behind the right hand. That should be good. Turn left heel to the floor behind you so your whole foot's on the ground, shifting the weight back so your hands are light enough to lift, reach forward and rise. We'll be in Warrior One. Let's hold Warrior One just for a moment. We get this nice extension up top, lunging down below. Keep it moving. Breathe in first. And exhale, hinge and fold. Plant the hands into the ground, slide right foot back, plank pose, and complete the series as you'd like. You can modify Chaturanga Dandasana by bringing knees to the floor first, then chest. Again, you can keep that back bend low. And then exhale, taking your time, moving into downward facing dog. Other side, when you're ready to move. Inhale, extending left leg up and back, finding the wall. There we go. Exhale, left foot steps up to the top of the mat. Good landing. Right heel turns to the floor. Good weight back there. Light hands rising up. Warrior one. Again, we'll just pause just to really settle into the posture for that breath. And then we're moving here. Inhale. And exhale, hinge and fold, return to the earth, plant the hands, slide left foot back, plank pose. And once again, complete the series as you'd like. You can always take that shortcut to downward facing dog. Each time you make it to plank pose, your flow to down dog might be different. Let's return to the pedaling of the feet. Press one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. Notice these sensations, the toes, the soles of the feet, your heels, your calves. Then come back to neutral. Let's just do another lunge sequence here. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Hold for a moment. See if you can get a little longer. Reach more through the foot. Hands press more into the mat. Let's bend the right knee. Bring your heel down towards backside. A little lift of the knee, which will create a twist or a bit of a rotation of the upper body towards the right side of the room, opening up through the hip. Let's breathe in and exhale to unwind and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Once you've landed, yes, turn left heel to the floor, rooted and connected, rising up. There it is. And our exhale opening towards the left side of the room, warrior two. Adjusting your feet. There you go. Again, nice and solid on the ground. Outstretched arms. And then our side angle pose, following the right arm forward, reaching, then rotate the arms. So we're reaching down with the right hand, left hand reaching upward. Nice opening up through the torso. And knowing that your right hand can touch the floor or bring in a block as your floor, or stay up much higher, never needing to touch the ground. You don't have to touch the ground here. Here we go, breathe in, nice. Exhale, we'll turn and fold, hands return to the earth, step back, plank pose. Again, you choose what feels good right here. Maybe the shortcut to down dog, maybe a full vinyasa. And once in down dog, same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg up and back. Hold for a moment to really feel longer, even stronger. Let's bend this left knee, heel down towards backside. A slight lift of the knee creates that hip opener. Yes. Here we go. Breathe in. Nice job. Exhale. Let's unwind and step through. Left foot to the top. Landing. Right heel to the earth. Shifting the weight back to find that good centering. Then rising up. First warrior. Exhale. Opening up to your right. Warrior two. Adjusting your feet. Whatever feels natural. Down below. Okay. One thing to kind of keep in mind, I know for me, when I get into making that transition from 1 to 2, I need to turn that back leg out. It just feels better in my joints, especially the knee. So you can always turn that foot if you need to. Side angle pose, here it comes. Reaching out, rotate the arms, again, staying up high if you prefer. Or even if you are high up, slowly make your way closer to the earth, never needing to force it. Yeah. Wherever you are, just finding and feeling the breath. And moving from here, breathing in, and our exhale to turn and fold, hands to the earth, step back, plank pose. You choose how you want to get to downward facing dog. Once in down dog, just take a breath or two. And then come down to your knees and sit back briefly into hero. Let's stay in hero, and as best as you can, tops of the feet on the floor here. Now, you don't have to sit all the way down if that's too much pressure. You can certainly come up out of that a little bit, but just starting to get a little bit of length an opening through the top of the foot for a little bit there, okay? We're coming out of that, maybe come back out to your hands and then tuck your toes, and same thing, sit back again. So we get a stretch through the sole of the foot and the toes. Again, you choose kind of how much pressure you want to put on the toes back there. So we have the top of the foot affecting the ankle, and then the toes also affecting the sole. Okay. Let's go ahead and sit off to the side, bring the legs around to the front. Sit in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. Feel free to draw knees towards your body. And once you're here, an opportunity to maybe move, stretch, kind of massage your back and hips, and also a return to breath. And while we're here and your feet are free, maybe circling the ankles, circle in one direction, then the other direction. Flex the feet, just so you can feel that engagement. Point the toes. And if you can, even wiggle your toes. You can even do the same with your hands. Free your hands, circle the wrists, wiggle the fingers. And then we'll get set up for bridge pose. We'll plant the feet into the ground, just like standing in mountain pose, so very secure. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, engaging your core body, and then peel away from the floor, lifting hips off the ground. Now you can just lift a little bit if you want, perhaps even slide a block underneath you to make this more of a supported bridge pose, or just continue rising, stopping whenever it feels good to you. Just really feeling this nice opening through the whole front side of the body. Notice how it might affect your thighs, hip flexors, the low belly, even underneath, hamstrings, glutes, even opening the chest a bit more. If you haven't already, you might rock the upper body left and right several times, walking the shoulders and arms a bit underneath you just to feel more of that opening sensation there. Even bending elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees, so you can press the backs of your arms down into the floor to help support the lifted and expanding upper body. All right, 2 more breaths. After the second breath, start to soften a little bit. Wiggle the toes or wiggle the feet forward and extend your arms up into the air. That'll get the shoulders out from underneath you, and then roll your way down, all the way down to the ground. Once you've landed, extend your arms back behind you. Extend the legs out in front of you. Actively reach and stretch. We're going to rise to seated, so you're welcome to draw knees in. You can rock your way up to seated or roll to your side and press yourself up to seated. We're going to come to boat pose. I typically start here with heels on the floor, with flexed feet, bent knees, just to ensure an extended spine, leaning back a little bit. And this could be the end of the pose, even here. Or maybe finding that balance, I'll lean back, walk the feet closer towards myself until the feet just automatically lift. Right there. Holding on or free the hands. Knees can stay bent or extending. You can flex the feet or point the toes, just something that's active that'll just keep the legs strong in your posture. And of course, remembering you can always be in your pose here. Leaning back with good breathing will change the intensity. Okay, let's move from here. Breathe in. Exhale, perhaps cross legs if you can. Roll forward, hands in front, or even just hands to the side to unravel the legs. Let's get them back behind us on toes. Plank pose. Let's all just take a shortcut to down dog. Soften the knees. Send your hips into the air. We're going to return to standing. Full breath in. Exhale, bend knees, hop, step, or walk. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. We'll inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale for the release, back down. Here comes that weight shift into the heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips. Let's rise up all the way, standing tall. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, arms down to your side to finish. Good. Check in with your body, any movement, breathing. Good. Alrighty, tree pose for a little bit of balance work. Starting a mountain pose, so feeling balanced on 2 feet. Softening the knees just in case the knees are locked. And start shifting your weight into your right foot so you feel rooted and connected there. Inhale, get tall, long spine, fill your lungs. Exhale to engage your core. Then we'll pick up the left foot, flexing the foot once lifted, thigh parallel to the floor here, and start to open the hip by sending the knee outward until it just naturally stops, because it could be here for your hip opener. And then placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. It could be up high. You can even hold it here if you need to, below the knee, or even lower if you want to have your toes on the floor. Then inhale, extend your arms up. Exhale, connect to center. So there is this sensation of moving in opposite direction, this right foot rooting down into the earth, nice strong foundation as you grow tall and get light up top with the support from your center. Yes. Noticing that balancing foot. I'm watching your feet. I can just see those muscles and tendons just actively working. Keep the arms extended. Swing left knee forward, lifting your knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. Rebalance on both feet. And arms can return down to your side. Yeah. Walk it out. Shake it out. Yeah. Kind of that natural little kind of stretch, maybe the top of the foot there. Okay. Letting that go. Now preparing for the second side. Finding mountain pose, balanced on 2 feet, soft knees, shifting weight now into left foot, nice thigh activation there. Inhale, nice and tall, lift, exhale, core connection, now we're set, picking up right foot, flexing the foot, nice right angle, hip opener, taking the knee out till it just naturally stops. Using the hand if you want, placing foot on inner thigh, okay, or down below, or even lower. Inhale, extend arms up nice and long, lengthening through the torso, making more space perhaps in the hips, nicely engaged. Okay, the engagement, yes, is starting at center, core engagement, but also just that reaching, just active arms, even if your arms are bent, active hands, all helping with the balance. And of course, left foot just working away down there. Wonderful. Keep arms extended. Nice. Swing right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. Rebalance on 2 feet. Arms return to your side. Stretch it out. Check in with that left foot. Okay. Yeah, circle the ankle or a little stretch for the top of the foot like so. Okay. Okay. Continuing our flow. Inhale, reaching into the sky, back into our chair pose. Weight shifts back into the hips and heels. Again, seeing if you can lift your toes. If you can, lift and hold them up. Can you lift and hold up your toes? You can't. If you can't lift them, then you may have too much weight forward. Sit back. Okay. Inhale. Exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway, just feeling the lengthened spine. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, hands to the mat, hop, step, or walk your feet back, plank pose. If you want to, come right down, bend elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, or any other vinyasa, any other flow that will eventually get you to downward facing. Again, taking your time with all of those movements. There you go. Modify when you need to. Good. Inhale, extending right leg up. Bend and twist open, a little hip opener again. Unwind, step through. We're just going through a nice flow here. Once you've landed up top, left heel to the earth, root and connect. Rising up once you've found that centering and light hands. Opening, warrior two. Adjusting the feet. Again, maybe that back foot, knee for me, needs to turn out to protect the knee. Side angle, reaching out, rotate the arms. Just here for a couple of breaths as we feel the hip opener, heart opener, side body stretch. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, turn and fold, hands to the floor. Now we're going back to down dog. So sweep this right foot back and right back up into the air as you return to down dog, right foot lifted. Same leg. Inhale, long straight line. Exhale, return right foot to the top of the mat, this time for high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. We're shifting the weight back towards that lifted left heel. Again, we want light hands so we can easily lift without aggravating that knee to rise up. Okay. We're going to reach up and lunge a little lower. Let's change this just a little bit. Let's bend elbows. Okay, here. We're also going to bend this left knee like we're going to kneel, okay? You're going to feel this in your thigh, Also feel that what's happening in the back foot with the toes, the heel. Then we're going to grow nice and tall, lengthening the legs, lengthening the arms, get tall. Turn, pivot left heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways, arms to parallel. Good. Triangle pose, so straight legs, reaching out over that front straight leg. There it is. And rotate here. Good. And just notice where you are, meaning how much distance is between the feet. Okay? You don't have to change anything, just notice. Okay? How much you've tipped over, where your right hand is. It might be at your thigh, it might be at your knee or calf or ankle. Just notice. Coming out of the pose, bend your right knee for leverage so we can come up through warrior two. Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching into the sky, or just up. It might be slightly forward, could be straight up, might even be behind you. Nice lunge in this front knee, and this upper body kind of moving in the opposite direction of that knee. And here comes our big cartwheel or windmill all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose. Finish your whole series if you'd like, or just a shortcut to down dog. Same sequence, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist open. We'll unwind here, step through, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one, set up, right heel to the earth. Nice planted foot back there, rising high, warrior one. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Make your adjustments. You might even take the feet a bit wider. Side angle pose, reaching out. Rotate here. Hold this for a moment. Just feeling that nice expansion. Here we go. Yes. Now moving. Breathe in. Exhale, turn and fold. Hands to the earth. Return to down dog. Sweep left foot back and up into the air. Straight line. Get longer if you can. With the exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat, going too high. Lunge on this side. Right heel stays lifted. Still need to find that balance. Light hands. As you reach forward, it might even feel like you're opening the lid of a box. We hold here. Reach high, lunge low. Yes, we're changing this to bent elbows and bending this knee like you're going to kneel. So you start to feel this perhaps in your thigh and what's happening in your toes and foot. And then we grow tall, straightening the legs, straightening the arms, get tall, pivot right heel to the floor, turn sideways, arms to parallel. We're prepped for triangle, so straight legs. If the feet feel like they're too far apart, you can certainly adjust that. Reach out over the straight left leg and rotate here. Good. Again, just like you did on the first side, notice where you are here. Not needing to change it, just notice where you are, how you are. Good extensions through the entire body. Coming out of the pose, bend this left knee for leverage to come up, pass through warrior two, reverse your warrior, love it. Good energy in this extended left hand and arm as you reach somewhere upward. And of course, that could be slightly behind you as well. Making sure this left knee is still lunging or it's bent. And our big cartwheel or windmill out of the pose, around and down to the floor in front. Stepping back, plank pose. Shortcut or full vinyasa or partial vinyasa to meet in down dog. Once in down dog, maybe just one breath. And then bring knees to the floor. Same quick little stretch. Sit back into hero, as deep as you'd like, whatever feels okay for your knees, ankles, and feet for that, top of the foot stretch, and then the toes stretch, okay? Onto the toes, sit back. Also notice what's happening in the sole of the foot there, okay? And then when you're complete with that, just take a seat, sit on the floor, even sit on a block, and just come to cobbler's pose. Bound angle, okay? Stay tall in the posture, or just, if you fold, just make sure you can see me. I'm going to demonstrate something. Because because we're going to go through our lunge again. We'll just go to a high lunge series, shifting the weight back, finding that nice balance, rising up. We're going to do that same thing where bend elbows, bend the knee. Again, thigh activation, noticing what's happening in the foot. Okay, and just getting some stretching through the foot and toes here. Growing tall, reach, open, triangle. Again, if this is too far apart, okay, you can always change distance in your triangle. But this is what we'll do in triangle. I'm going to turn this way. Okay, because I've grown accustomed now to move into triangle as if there was a wall behind me. So I reach out and I tip like that. And that's about as far as my body will go, as far as my range, okay, where this hand leads or lands, okay. But you can always, and it doesn't compromise the pose, you can always push the hips back, okay, to slide down deeper, okay. So when we get to the pose this next time, because we're going to do it again, I'll give the instruction of kind of pushing the hips back a little bit. You don't have to go very far, really. And that might give you a little bit more space to perhaps go down a little lower, with the idea of maybe getting closer to the floor. Again, the block could be your floor. That's fine. Even up a little higher. Okay. But if you can, peace fingers, loop around big toe. Okay. If you can reach. If this is a strain, if that's too far, stay up a little higher. But know that you can push the bum back. Okay. Because if I say that because, like I said, I typically don't, and I can't reach my foot. If I stay kind of tucked under, push back, boom, I can take it, okay? All right, so from our cobbler's pose, let's start to lean back, bring the knees together, returning to boat pose. Again, this could be the end of the posture, choosing the variation that works best for you at this moment. If you're wanting to challenge yourself a little bit, maybe it's leaning back, maybe it's straightening the legs a little bit, maybe it's freeing the hands even just for a quick moment. Moving here, breathe in, exhale, cross legs, either hands in front or to the side, unravel the legs, back behind you, plank pose. Hold for a moment. Then make your way to down dog via the shortcut or the full flow. So we're going to do that. A high lunge to triangle. Inhale, extend right leg straight up and back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. It's high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. 10 toes pointing forward. Yeah, finding your center. Less weight up front. With the hands so you can rise up. And once you're tall, bend elbows, bend this left knee until you really you'll feel that. It's nice and strong there. We want that. Nice little hip flexor stretch there. Toe stretch. Grow tall, pushing through the toes. Lift, pivot, left heel to the floor, arms to parallel. Okay? Just kind of settle yourself, getting the feet in the right spot. Even start, before we reach outward, push your hips back towards the hallway a little bit. Okay? Then start reaching out over the right leg. You might find that, I can go a little further, and I can rotate and actually go down a little deeper. Okay, so find the floor, maybe, but your floor could be the block. Okay, if you're low enough, peace fingers loop around big toe. Yes. Okay, release the toe, bend the knee. Come up, pass through warrior two. It's just going to be a quick one, just reaching up and back for a little stretch. Windmill all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose for the pause, and you decide how you get to down dog. Shortcut or variation of that full vinyasa. Wonderful. Taking your time. Once you're in down dog, same thing, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up and away. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge setup. Right heel to the earth. Right heel stays lifted, All 10 toes are pointing forward. Do find your center, light hands, open the lid of the box. Activate by reaching and lunging, and then we bend elbows, bend the knee, even go down a little bit. I notice it mostly here, but you might even feel it in this front thigh as well. Toe stretch. Rising up, pushing through the toes, strong hip flexor, reach, pivot, heel to the floor. There we are, okay? Straight legs, adjust the distance between the feet, push hips back towards the windows, and then reach out over past the left set of toes. Rotate here. Find your floor. Could be at the block. It could be your shin. Okay? Maybe, if you're low enough without forcing it, loop your peace fingers around the big toe. Wonderful. Releasing the big toe if you've got a hold. Bend the knee for leverage. Coming up, pass through. Warrior 2, reversing the warrior. Just a quick one for the stretch and opening. And our big cartwheel out of the pose. Hands around and down to the floor in front. Stepping back, plank pose. Stay in plank. I'm going to have you pay attention to something. Okay? Earlier on in the practice, when we first came to plank, I said, notice your strength in your hands and arms. I also said, notice your toes. Because the heels are obviously lifted here. So we're getting a little stretch. Okay, bring knees to the floor. Maybe sit back a little bit towards hero, but actually you're doing this so you can bring your elbows to the floor, your forearms to the floor. Now the arms can be parallel to one another, or you can even bring the hands closer together so you have more of a V shape. And then we're going to kind of shift the whole upper body forward a little bit and then return to your toes. So we're going to call this dolphin plank. Dolphin plank. So a combination of dolphin pose and plank pose. So we're on the forearms. Again, you're on your toes. Another thing you could do with your hands, they could even be fists on the floor here. Take a peek up here because we're going to push through the toes and go forward and then back. Just kind of this shifting forward and back. Notice how this feels perhaps in the calves, heels, soles of your feet, toes. This is also good core work here too. Front and back one more time. Then child's pose, bringing the knees down, sitting back. You might start with arms extended out front. You can certainly keep them there, or to relax the upper body and arms and shoulders, arms kind of down behind you or down towards the feet for embryo pose. Good. Nice variations of the posture. Some of you are able to sit all the way down to the heels. Or maybe more in a puppy pose where your hips are much higher, not touching the heels at all. Okay. But it looks like everyone's feet are flat, so nice that lengthening, again, through the tops of the feet. 2 more breaths. And then carefully rise up. We're going to return to our back. So rising up, sit off to the side. Find the center of your mat and roll down onto your back. Just a quick hug of the knees in towards the body. Any movement in the feet and hands if you'd like. And then go ahead and replant the feet into the ground. Ready for bridge again. We're going to inhale, fill up the lungs. You can exhale through the mouth, just to help air leave the belly. Engaging your core, lifting. Perhaps arms and shoulders a bit underneath you, supporting the upper body by bending elbows. I might even suggest that for this next piece of the posture. Bend elbows, press the backs of the arms down into the floor so you have some good support. Because here, doing your best, you're going to kind of walk your feet towards yourself to rise up onto your tiptoes, lifting the heels off the floor. Because we want to walk the feet closer to ourselves so that our shins and calves are still straight up and down. We still have this alignment of knees right over ankle bones. So we have good leverage. But of course, now we've activated the calves and more footwork here. 2 more breaths. And then stepping forward so your feet are flat on the ground again. Reaching both arms up, releasing the shoulders, and then roll your way down Connecting to the earth. Once down, extend the arms behind you, legs out front. Back to boat pose, just a quick one. Knees in, rock your way up or roll to your side to lift. Okay, just a quick transition, finding your boat. Inhale. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank. Shortcut down dog. We're going to return to standing. Full breath in. Exhale, bend knees, hop, step, or walk. Both feet up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway or just extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come to standing, reaching high. Exhale, arms down to your side. Good, check in. Shoulders, all your joints, elbows and wrists, hips, knees, feet and toes. Okay. More balancing work. Find mountain pose. Soft knees. You're going to roll forward towards your toes, bend the knees, lifting the heels. More balance. Okay. So once you lift, at least when I lift, I can feel my feet want to naturally roll outward. Okay, if you're looking at my feet, I'm exaggerating this. So I want to feel like I'm squeezing inward, like I'm squeezing my block, perhaps between my ankle bones, rolling to the inside edge of the foot, okay, towards big toes. Hugging inward, shins, calves, knees, inner thighs, just to zip it all up, helping with that balance as we stand on our toes. Let's take the arms up into the air. So this is certainly a balancing posture that involves focus. So finding something to focus on out in front of you or down below, just drop your eyes. We are going to fold, but first you're going to bend your knees, spread your wings, stay on your toes, and see if you can fold. Bending the knees will help. Okay, fingertips might reach the floor here. Extend the spine, keep fingertips on the floor, but just extend the spine like you're trying to look forward. And exhale, bend the knees more, plant the hands into the mat. And if you can, bend the knees more and hop back, even if it's just a little hop, and then just walk the rest of your way back to the back end of your mat. Plank pose. Come down if you can, Chaturanga Dandasana. Whatever back bend you take, like Cobra, you're on the tops of your feet. Hold that for a moment. Cobra or up dog, yes, tops of the feet on the floor. Getting that little extra stretch there. Now, downward facing dog. Together, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Right foot to the top of the mat. Hold here, stay here. Bring your left knee to the floor. Flatten that left foot behind you. Okay, rise up. Here, maybe hands on thigh. I'm doing this because let's see if I can do this a little bit differently. So here we've got some nice right angles in the legs here, but we're going to change this. I'm going to lean back and actually, rather than sending my leg forward, which I typically do, I'm going to bring this foot back. Okay, here, yes? So bringing it back towards maybe heel to knee, maybe that alignment there. And then carefully refolding, just hands out front, whatever feels natural. Tuck the toes behind you, and then lift. Okay, so we really have shortened the distance between the feet. Still find your center, okay? And then rise. So our high lunge will have less distance between the feet. Yes, it might feel a little bit more wobbly. It could. But we're going to do this. Once you're tall and reaching in the air, we're going to lift this right heel and lunge. Okay? And since we're on our toes again, we still want to zip up our center. Okay? Hug to midline. Ankle bones, inner legs, inner thighs, squeeze in. So we can maintain this balance. Good job. We're going to hinge forward. Reach. The power of that back foot, maybe in even the knee, a little push, step forward into chair pose on our tiptoes. Still hugging to midline. If the legs feel like they're going whoop out there, we're hugging in. We're standing tall, still on tiptoes. Zip it up. Find your focus. Strong inside. Okay, inner legs right down to the feet and ankles. Bend knees, spread your wings, we're folding again. Take your time. If you can, bend the knees more, that'll help you go in slow motion. Find the ground with fingertips or even your block. Extend the spine, keep fingers on the floor. Exhale, bend the knees, hop back, even if just a little hop, and then just walk the rest of your way back to plank pose. Notice your plank, you're on your toes. Follow through, chaturanga. When you find your back bend, up dog or cobra, long legs, top of the feet on the ground. Even hold that for a moment so you can feel that counter stretch. Downward facing dog. So we're going to do the same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, behind the left wrist. Stay here for a runner's lunge, but we're bringing right knee to the floor. Flatten that back foot. Shifting the weight back, rising, hands on thigh. Same thing, we have right angles, but we're going to change this front leg. Lean back so you can slide this foot back, almost aligned with that back knee. That might be a little bit too far. And then carefully fold, bringing hands out in front. Again, tuck toes behind you so you can lift that knee. Now the weight is forward, at least in my hands. I feel like I could just try to push up into a handstand, but we're not going there. Walk the hands back until I find center. That right knee is probably bent. Then rise. So I'll be in a high lunge, but less distance between the feet so you can feel a bit more wobbly here. But we're going to lift this left knee, lunge. This kind of deepens the lunge a little bit more. Hug to midline. Strong inner legs, strong feet and toes. We're hinging forward, bending that right knee, a little push from behind, step forward, even if it takes a couple of steps to get to your chair pose on tiptoes. Hug to midline. Push down to stand up, zip it up from center. Core connection, focus. And swan dive. Bend the knees a lot. Spread your wings. Fold. All that control. Yes. Keep fingertips on floor as you extend the spine. Fold. Plant the hands. If you can, hop back to plank pose. Or a little hop, then step back. Plank, notice the toes. Come down if you can. Chaturanga, modify it. Find your up dog or cobra, top of the feet. Hold. So you can get that counter stretch in the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog. Nicely done. Couple breaths right here. Just bring the knees to the floor. Same thing we've done already. Sit back, hero, stretching the top of the foot. You can certainly take that deeper. Yes, if you can endure that. Then you may not need the toe stretch, but if you want the toe stretch, because we've already been doing a whole bunch of those toe stretches, you can do that again or just keep that top of the foot. Okay, let's take a seat, swing the legs around to the front. We'll keep the legs straight for a moment. For staff pose, flexing the feet. Maybe hands on the floor by your hips, pushing into the earth to help extend spine. Shoulders roll back, core connected. Keeping that good energy up top, we'll free the hands, reach up, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward just a little bit, and then just bring your hands down to your legs, wherever they land. Mine just went to my shins, okay? Now this might be the end of your pose, but let's see if we can actually get to the toes, but again, without forcing it. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Round your back as much as you need to. Maybe you can reach your toes. Take peace fingers, loop them around big toes. You might even get here first, loop, and then maybe lengthen the legs a little. Well done. 3 more breaths. After your third breath, free your hands, reach forward. Inhale, rise up, reaching high. Once you're here, even feel like you're being lifted up. Exhale, hands back down just for a quick staff pose. And then cobbler's pose once again so we can get that stretch out of the legs. Maybe scooping up the feet or toes, okay, or just hold on to the ankles or shins. Feel free to take a fold here. And 3 more breaths. Feel free to stay here a little longer if this is feeling good for you. We're just going to transition to our backs, but just take your time to get there. So you might re-extend your spine, rising up. So we rise up out of our cobbler's pose that we folded. Sit in the center of your mat. Carefully guide your way down onto your back. Feel free to give yourself another hug here. Add some movement. Maybe circle the ankles again. Flex and point. Wiggle the toes. We're moving into a twist, but you can move into any other pose that you might need at this moment. But a spinal twist if you're choosing this. Knees to the left, right arm out to the right. It's okay if you already went to the other side first. So maybe a twist here, and this will be our last official movement and pose. So if there's any other posture that you need to move into before Shavasana, please do so. Maybe a couple more breaths on your first side if you're in the rotation. Making your way back to center when you feel complete on the first side. And then taking the other side. And perhaps a couple more breaths on the second side. And again, when you feel complete, return to center. Eventually moving into Shavasana or any other restorative pose, something that feels relaxing to the body. Perhaps you're still moving through some other poses your body would appreciate before making your way to your resting position. Remain here for a few more moments in stillness. And while you're here, just feeling this connection to the earth, the ground beneath you. When we started our practice, I had you be aware of your feet rooted into the earth, grounding, connecting. We continue to work with a focus on our feet and toes and ankles. Just continuing to build that strong foundation beneath us. And now taking 5 slow, deep breaths. Bringing energy into your body. Finding movement. And after your 5th breath, take your time. Move slowly and roll to one side of your body. And from here, still moving in slow motion, guide your way up to seated. And one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend your arms out and up. And exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart space. Take one more full breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.